3 helicopters take to the sky to cover all the best action from the Dakar. On board each, the crew of 3 work together, airborne, for more than 8 hours a day. This is their Dakar story. It's like a trio. On the right side there's the pilot, the journalist is in the front on the left, and the Cineflex operator is in the back. The camera operator is a little bit blind. He's got his head in his monitor all the time, and he can't really see what's happening outside. His eyes are the journalist and the pilot. They tell him, "Do a wider shot there, it's a great landscape." Helicopters have always been part of the Dakar, but a beautiful aerial shot can only work if the crew members on board are synchronized. If the connection isn't good between the pilot and the operator, you won't get a nice shot. We all have in our heads some incredible footage in which we're completely zoomed in on a competitor. You think it's another classic shot, but then when you zoom out, with the movement of the machine and the movement of the camera, you find absolutely stunning scenery. In 2016, the technology is very high-tech, and the way the footage is shot is pretty different from the early days of Africa. TV helicopters are the ones that are flying the most, and over time we've got a very strong relationship with the competitors. Discovering all those countries in a helicopter, flying in a place where no one goes, it's incredible, it's exceptional. I know, I'm very, very lucky. Start stage 11 with Paulo Gonçalves, but unfortunately not for the right reasons. The stage started fast with slippery, quick trails served up to the riders. Gonçalves, starting 4th, had this fall early on. Unfortunately, it was the second crash that was significantly more serious. At kilometre 118, the Honda rider crashed hard and was quickly attended to, first by the ambulance, then by the medical helicopter that airlifted him to hospital. His Dakar over. On the other side, the stage was that sort of day that Price, the Dakar leader, would have dreamed of. He gained time on his closest challenger, Svitko, to take his lead to 35 minutes and change. The winner of the stage, who else but Antoine Meo. The KTM rookie won his second stage of the rally by a scant 18 seconds over Price, and the time suggests he rode the stage alone. A very impressive day for Meo, who's plucked 3rd overall from Quintanilla at a crucial time. With sights out of the cars, off went Peter Hansel, leading the way with his interesting 1-hour lead over Alatia. The Frenchman lost time, but has such an advantage overall that he could give up minutes. He eventually crossed the line with the 4th best time. One extra stage done. We're one step closer to the final podium, but it was very stressful. We kept on listening to the car and the engine. After struggling with navigation yesterday, Mikko Hirvonen achieved another great special stage. The Finn finished 3rd and is only 5 minutes away from 3rd spot overall.
Actually, you're not right. You're not right.
So we cross at the top?
Yes.
We'll go back up again.
Yes, that's better. Yes.
It was another solid performance by Janil de Villiers. The South African in his Toyota had to settle for 6th spot though, and is feeling the pressure of Hirvonen.
Okay, and we continue straight.
The chances of winning a 3rd Dakar are fading for Nasser Al-Attiyah. Today was one of the last possible chances, and the Qatari pushed hard as usual. That gave him a 2nd stage success, but he remains too far behind Peter Hansel. Stage 12 was a monster. Over 400 kilometres of special. But what a day for Helder Rodriguez. He made up time hand over fist on the men in front of him, despite a near miss with a cow. He ended the day 7 minutes in front of Price, but most importantly, he's now within touching distance of the podium, just 1 minute 19 seconds behind Quintanilla. It's been a great second week after dislocating his shoulder early in the race. For race leader Toby Price, far from following his teammate Antoine Meo, who stopped to chaperone him, he led the way, effectively opening the road all day, and in doing so he gained time on every one of his close competitors to finish the special 2nd and almost guarantee an easy final day's racing. The longest stage of the rally saw the cars disturb the peace of the Argentine countryside. What of the rally leader, Stefan Peter Hansel? Despite admitting he would take it easily in this stage, the Frenchman still pushed hard. But in the end, conservation cut in, and he lost a total of 11 minutes to rival Alatia. Nasser isn't the kind of guy to give up. When he took off at the start of stage 12, the Qatari probably still hoped to take a third Dakar title. But despite clocking the second fastest time at the finish, he's still 41 minutes behind overall.
I would like to win, the race. This is important. This is why we came here, But okay, we did a really good Dakar.
Giniel de Villiers knows when to push, and stage 12 was a day for the South African. In his Hilux, the 2009 winner consolidated his third spot and is on the verge of finishing on the podium for the 7th time. But for one man, Mikko Hirvonen, he took off third, several positions ahead of de Villiers, and the Finn drove like a man possessed to win his first ever Dakar stage and close up to within 3 minutes of the final step of the podium. The final stage then, stage 13, 180 kilometres. And in the bikes, it was Pablo Quintanilla who won that stage to take a fine and well-deserved third place overall. His first podium, the first podium for Husqvarna. What a race it was for Stefan Svitko in his 7th Dakar. The Slovnaft rider surpassed even his own expectations and earned second place on his own merits. But there's only one man who steals the headlines, and that's Toby Price, winner of the 2016 Dakar in only his second attempt. A feat no other has managed before. The race may have found its new idol in the soft-spoken man from New South Wales.
It's amazing, a bit of a record and a bit of history we've done, and to be the first Australian to win the Dakar in all divisions is crazy. I really don't know what to think. It's insane.
Toby Price, the 2016 winner, by nearly 40 minutes from Stefan Svitko, but a maiden podium for him. A maiden podium as well for Quintanilla. Benavides, what could have been for him? Just 6 minutes off a podium. Rodriguez moving up into the top 5 at the end ahead of Van Beveren, another rookie, and Mio dropping down to 7th after his fall on the final stage. In the quads, the double Dakar winner Alejandro Patronelli wouldn't be the first Patronelli to win the quad category 3 times. Fast and reliable is not enough. It was his brother Marcos who was once again the boss of the category. Never worried, always in control. The Argentinian rider followed his plan from the start of the Dakar. And so to the cars, and it was a battle between the WRC specialists on the final special. Victorious yesterday, Hirvonen had to settle for second spot, beaten by his former rally rival, Sebastian Loeb. Giniel de Villiers was fully focused on consolidating his third spot on the podium, and mission accomplished. He kept his advantage of under 3 minutes on Hirvonen. In his four-wheel drive Mini, Nasser Al-Attiyah was fast, as usual, and clocked the third time of the day. Like in 2010, he finishes second place on the Dakar Rally. He was probably pretty nervous at the start of the day. Stefan Pederhansel avoided taking any risks. He finished the final special in 13th spot, and the Frenchman wins his 12th Dakar Rally. To cross the finish line after the final kilometre is like a deliverance. There's a record of my victories, but this one will stay in the top 3. First of all, because it's a French manufacturer, and I've always dreamt of that. And other than that, it's my 6th win Dakar. It's a very important victory for me. So Peugeot doing what they came here to do after 2 years and taking the title from Mini. Pederhansel over Al-Attiyah by 35 minutes. De Villiers and Toyota makes it 3 manufacturers in the top 3. Hirvonen, well placed in 4th. Danny Roma, what could have been, and a best result in the car after 2 years of trying for Cyril Dupré in 7th. In the trucks, Gerard de Roy accomplished what his father Jan never managed, winning the 2nd Dakar. He's also broken 3 years of Kaman's domination. Having the truck of Villagra alongside him on the podium makes his victory even sweeter. The winners can celebrate today. Their victories hard-earned and sweet to savour. But onwards, ever onwards marches the Dakar. Its roots buried deep in the sands of Africa, never forgotten. Its present and future in the kind embrace of South America. This year, another chapter of history was scribed across its terrain. Unyielding determination by the men and women who choose to pursue their dream, becoming a part of the beating heart of the Odyssey.